And he's going to have a lot of good competition right around him. And right from the beginning, he got Aaron Scroggins to his outside and Wesley Smith in car number 32. And we've watched Wesley Smith drive in the modifieds. We've watched him drive the legend car, sprint cars. If it's got 4 wheels and a seat, Wesley Smith will race it. And looks like he's going to be starting on the inside of row number 2. On his outside, the driver out of Carthage, Missouri, that'll be Jackie Dalton in car number 21. The 29 of Jeff LaBaube in, looks like on the inside of row number 3. And on his outside, it'll be Ryan Gilmore in car number 66. Not sure exactly where they're going to line up there, but Brian Gilmore looks like it's going to be starting from the 6th position. Dustin Leatherman in car number 94 be on the inside of row number 4. On his outside, it'll be Taylor Moore in the Midwest Sheet Metal number 00T. Shawn Duncan in the D7 on the inside with Bill Schahuber in car number 55 to his outside. Next row, it'll be James Thompson in the Hayden Machinery number 11 car. And on his outside, it'll be Jeremy Price in car number 11, the white number 11, Jeremy Price. Mike Keever in car number 2. And now we get back to some of the guys that transferred in through the B mains. Cummings in car number 19. J.C. Morton in car number 18. Justin Pike in car number 87. Fielder in car number 32. And then at the back of the pack, you got the 14 car of Kameron Grindstaff.
Hey, just a quick note before we go racing that 8 car that Dylan McCowan's racing. That is a Rage chassis, the car that Chris Jackson did win the USRA National Championship with. So that is that car. He's got a Rubel engine underneath the hood. The first time they raced that was at the USRA National Championships. Dylan had a great showing in that. And this is really, he had that car for the Bud Perry Memorial. They were involved in an accident, so this is really his first night he's been able to race it. He was really comfortable with it in hot laps last night. And Chris Jackson's over there in turn 2 cheering on the 8 squad. So that Rage car has had a ton of success this year.
Well, and Chris Jackson, no stranger to victory lane. He's got 3 Turkey Bowl wins in the B modified, so he knows how to get it done. And we'll see if Dylan McCowan can follow in his footsteps sitting in that same car.
Boy, Scroggins up front will be good, and Wesley Smith's good. Jackie Dalton, Ryan Gilmore, my goodness, this is great, man. These B-mods, when you get enough of these fast cars together, they really can put on a show. This division has come so far from its inception.
Yeah, and you got Taylor Moore kind of mid-pack there. He's got a good hot rod. And, of course, J.C. Morton way deep in the field. And car number 18 having to come in through the B main. So going to be a lot of fun. And just got the word that for Keith Pratt's family, you all raised $2,300. Give yourself a hand.
So Jerry Hoffman over there in turn 2, ordering the troops to the top side as they've reworked the racetrack. Now he'll back the 4-wheeler. We still plan to try to give that 4-wheeler away, so we're going to try to give Hoffman's 4-wheeler away later on. I don't know. I wouldn't hold your breath, but we're going to try. We'll see what we can do.
Does he go with it? He does not go with it?
No, if he went with it, nobody would bid, so
okay.
It'll just have to be exclusively the 4-wheeler. So it'll be McCowan and Scroggins up front here, 2x2. Ronnie Williams giving the drivers on the receiver their last-minute instructions, and we are just about set to race, boys.
Go fast, turn left. That's the only instructions they're going to need as Dylan McCowan's going to bring him in off turn number 4. Aaron Scroggins to his outside. Coming off turn number 4, we're racing. Caution coming out early. Caution coming out. As looks like the 00 car spinning around the top of turn number 1. And Dennis, I did not see that happen. Did not see if he got a little help there. But Taylor Moore going around in the 00.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. And a tough break. I tell you what, Taylor Moore was lightning fast earlier in the night in his heat races, and probably, I know he didn't draw as well as he would like to have on that redraw. Started back there about middle of the pack, and looks like the car is going to be okay, but he, in fact, will have to rejoin the rear of the field. So that's just another car to keep your eye on, especially coming from the back of the field. We're going to try it one more time. Here they come into turn 3.
Dylan McCowan once again bringing him in nice and easy with Aaron Scroggins to his outside. Here we go off turn number 4. Green back in the air. Good job.
And as we try it one more time, going into turn number 1, contact between the quarter car and the 8 of Dylan McCowan. And unfortunately, that not only that takes out the 87 of Justin Pike as well. Well, as the green flag dropped, the 8 car come up the track a little bit, but the quarter car looked like didn't cut him any slack at all. And I tell you what, lap number 1 got to give and take just a little bit, but it didn't work out that way.
Well, we'll see how it all lines back up, but we'll try it one more time. Well, tough break for Dylan McCowan as he'll go to the back of the pack along with the 1/4. So now you got Taylor Moore, Dylan McCowan, and the 1/4 of Aaron Scroggins all back there at the back of the pack. And Dennis, on the Bill Schahuber car, you can see a lot of sheet metal damage on the right rear of that car, so you got to believe that he's been involved with something as well. So,
well, there's already been a lot to avoid out there. We've had two shots at a start. A lot of cars going around. Here we go. Try one more time. Green flag coming out.
clean and green so far as they go through turns 1 and 2, now into 3 and 4. Across the start-finish line, Jackie Dalton, Wesley Smith, and Ryan Gilmore side by side for second.
All kinds of action in the pack. Meanwhile, up front, Jackie Dalton pretty much by himself right now. We got a 3-4 car battle for the number 4 spot.
And Dennis J.C. Morton is on the move in that number 18 car as he's headed for the top 5.
Off of turn number 2, Bill Schahuber really looking good here in the early going. Has that number 4 spot in the number 55. Turner right behind him in the number 66 car. Morton will look to the top side of him as he goes off of turn number 2.
Ryan Gilmore in car number 66 riding in the number 2 spot. Right behind him it's Wesley Smith, Bill Schahuber. Then the battle for the number 5 spot.
And checking the status of things on the back. Oh, the 32 car, a little bit of problem. He'll get it gathered up and we stay under green.
J.C. Morton into the top 5 and Bill Schahuber off the top of the racetrack over in turn number 2. Gets it back on. We stay green.
Good job, Bill Schahuber, holding on to that number 55 car. Meanwhile, up front, Gilmore putting a little bit of pressure on the number 21.
Top two trying to get away from the rest of the field. But we're going to have a battle for the lead here very shortly as Ryan Gilmore working that bottom line.
Here they come into turns 1 and 2. Dalton right in the middle of the track. In his tire tracks, Ryan Gilmore.
Good side-by-side racing back in the pack as a couple of cars involved in those early incidents try to get their way forward. Dylan McCowan, one of those cars, trying to pick up a few spots.
Dylan McCowan has picked up about 6 positions after that start. Oh, trouble as the 19 goes around, and McCowan right behind him and involved as well.
Man, guys, kind of a frenetic pace there, but what about the run by JC all the way from deep in the pack? 4 or 5 cars from the back, 14th, 15th place he started, all the way up to 4th right now. And that yellow was just the break that he needed to challenge the 21 and the 66.
Yeah, no question about it. And I think J.C. Morton got up to that 4th spot, kind of was just holding his own right there, and you got to believe that there's going to be some caution flags. Now he'll be in the catbird seat right there in about the 3rd row behind the leader on the restart.
Tough break there for McCowan. Scroggins, I guess. They made contact there that everybody had to go to the back. Luckily, not more was torn up than it was, but boy, to go from the pole to the back, really no doing of your own is kind of humbling,
Well, it's racing, and racing, they'll do that to you. You're at the top of the heap, and the next minute you're at the bottom, and looks like Dylan McCowan's headed for the pit area at car number 8.
Taylor Moore's done a good job, too, from that early yellow that he was involved in over in 1 to come back to about just shy of mid-pack, so keep your eyes on 00, too.
Shawn Duncan inside the top 10 in car number 7, doing a solid job there. And they'll get the 1-to-go signal this time by Jackie Dalton. Was using that top line around the speedway, but Ryan Gilmore was hooking the bottom, making time, starting to close in on the leader, so we'll see if that continues as we go back under the green flag, although Ryan Gilmore chose the top lane. Wesley Smith will be relegated to the bottom lane on the inside of the 2nd row. And here we go, coming off 4.
All right, green flag will be coming out. Jackie Dalton leading them in. Everybody into turn 1 and 2 as they come off at turn number 2. Several cars running 3 wide, right in the middle of the pack. Meanwhile, up front, Jackie Dalton holds on to the lead.
Top 3 up on the top side of the speedway, except for Wesley Smith. He's down on the bottom of the racetrack. Now goes to the top in 1 and 2.
What a battle we're going to have right here at the top of the speedway. Dalton, Gilmore, and Smith all running on the top side.
Oh, got a spinner. Shawn Duncan going around down in turn number 1 and collecting, looks like 5 cars involved.
And just not the night for the Taylor Moore machine, 00 involved. Thompson, the number 11 car involved. The 29 car of LaBaube also involved. It looked like Taylor Moore, a lot of damage on the 00 car. He's going back to the pit area. He will not return as the right front is just pretty much laying down, and sparks coming off of that. 32 car getting assistance up there of Brent Fielder.
Boy, isn't it funny how your fortunes can change so much as early on in the night. JC had to feel like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders after that heat race. He had to be towed off. Now he finds himself in 3rd place with a lot of laps left. 2 really good cars in front of him. It'd be hard to pass either one of those 2, but he's certainly be up for the task if anybody is in the field.
Well, it's going to be interesting. You could see the 21 and the 66 perhaps doing battle with one another and maybe opening the door. So a lot of things can happen, and a lot of things have already happened. So we'll see how it all shakes out.
Well, we just settle down and knock a few laps down here. I think probably the best thing for this race and everybody's pocketbook and whatnot. This USRA, essentially, these are essentially USRA B mods. They just race so good, you know, and the cars are so good. They do this all across the country. It's not just not just here at the Springfield Raceway, but the division has really come a long way.
Well, I tell you, it just shows that there's a fine line between going as fast as you possibly can and crossing the line over into Spin Villa.
Sure, you know, and the cars are just in. You know, none of this is cheap. I'm not going to be stupid enough to say that any of it's cheap, but these cars in racing terms are just cheap enough that you can have a lot of competition, that a lot of people can afford to race them, but they still go really fast. You know, was it what they were intended to be when they started? No, they're a lot more of a race car than they were intended to be originally, for sure. But you know, they've definitely become a lot more competitive.
Well, and the B Modifieds originated from a cost-cutting measure, and as you mentioned, it's kind of gotten away once again, and now we've got the Midwest Modifieds, and you were talking about a Lakeside, an E-Mod, or something of that nature.
They're a lot similar. The E-Mods are a lot similar to what the Midwest mods are. You know, I will say in this part of the world, Jerry's done a good job keeping those rules reined in, and some of these other tracks have brought them on board as well. I'd say probably a better job than they did with the B-Mods, keeping the rules under control. So.
Well, racers like to go fast, and if they can find an advantage, they're going to look for it, and that's just the way it should be, really. So it's hard to rein it all in completely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is, for sure. You have all these teams and just a handful of tech directors, you know, too, to try to enforce everything. So definitely the favor definitely leans on the racer's side when you swing the pendulum.
All right, getting ready for the restart. They're doubling up. Don't count out Dustin Leatherman. He's doing a nice job in that 94 car, able to hang on towards the front of the field. Jeremy Price also, car number 11. And Cale Turner in car number 66. Haven't mentioned his name much, but Cale Turner doing a nice job in that 66 car as well. Our field is getting smaller, no question about it. Some good cars have gone aside as we get ready to go green. Jackie Dalton up front for now. Big question is, can he keep it there?
Here they come off of turn number 4. And the green flag waving once again. And Ryan Gilmore with problems, and then the 66 car. He'll lose a couple of spots. Wesley Smith made some contact with the wall as they come on that green flag. Here we go on to turn number 2.
J.C. Morton down on the inside of the 32 car. Wesley Smith, that'll be the battle for the runner-up spot. Off turn number 4, J.C. slides up, tries a slide job. Here comes Wesley Smith down on the bottom. He'll do the same.
And they'll just exchange it one more time over in turns 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Jackie Dalton out in front.
Ryan Gilmore trying to regroup in car number 66, moving back forward.
These guys running on the top of the speedway, but here comes Leatherman, the number 99, as Gilmore runs Smith off the backstretch.
Staying green, Wesley Smith rejoins the field.
And 66 car going to the infield. Problems for the 66. And a tough break. He and the 32 got together. And tough break, and Gilmore in the infield.
Jackie Dalton continues to lead as the 18 car of J.C. Morton continues to try to chase him down and is cutting that lead down just a bit.
Things are getting closer up front between the 18 and the 21. Meanwhile, Leatherman still holding on to that number 3 spot in the number 94.
Little contact there on the backstretch. 2 to go this time by. 2 to go for the top 2. On turn number 2, down the backstretch they'll go. J.C. Morton with a little bit of a run. Oh, Morton up on the top side, and looks like he's going to go around. Caution is out. Caution coming out here late in the B modified A main. Well, we've had a lot of metal exchanging or paint exchanging here in the B modified B main, some by accident and some on purpose. And I don't know. Kind of be glad to see this one come to an end.
Some accidental, some on purpose, and some are just up for debate. Maybe kind of like that last one there. It was maybe a little debatable, but nevertheless, a lot of good cars going out.
We're going to need Christmas to get to the other side of this one, boys. There's 6 days won't cut this. We're going to need to get through Christmas.
Well, I tell you what, it's been interesting to say the least, but trying to get down here to the end of the night, and we're getting closer. And I tell you what, while we've been quietly watching that lead, Aaron Scroggins, give him a call all the way back up into the number 4 position for the 1 quarter car after going to the back. So Aaron doing a nice job of getting that quarter car back in contention.
Yeah, it certainly is. And look at the number 14 car, Grindstaff. That car started, I believe, last or next to last, and here he is running in 3rd.
So if anybody had any wagers on this based on the field, right, and I tell you 2 to go, we're going to have a yellow and a restart, but you're not going to have Dylan McCowan, J.C. Morton, Ryan Gilmore, Taylor Moore. I mean, nobody would have taken that, but he said, no way, you're crazy. You know, this is I don't think anybody expected this one to play out quite like it has. This one's been interesting.
Well, those numbers you just called out there, the cars that are out of the race, if you would have told me at the end one of those cars is going to win, I sure wouldn't have doubted it. And as you mentioned, they're all gone. And so it's been quite a turn of events, and going to be a lot of unhappy people after this one's over.
Boy, that turkey really is coveted. They want that turkey some kind of bad way these boys are going after it. I tell you what, they are getting after it. What are we doing here?
Well, not sure what's going on here, but all right, seems simple enough. The leader out front by himself.
Sometimes you think these guys have been on a race.
All right, Jackie Dalton will lead him in, and he normally leads them in nice and slow and comes down the banking to get a good run towards the start-finish line. We'll see if that's the approach this time around. Jackie Dalton, your track champion in 2018, trying to cap it off with a final race win coming off turn number 4. Here we go. Green back in the air. Jackie Dalton trying to get away from the rest of the field. He's got about 6 car lengths over the field as they go into 3 and 4.
Here they come off turn number 4. Grindstaff digging down deep. He's going to have the number 2 spot, the number 14 car.
White flag is out at halfway home for Jackie Dalton. Half a more lap, now a quarter lap as he comes off turn number 4. Down to the start-finish line. Jackie Dalton, your winner. Grindstaff second. Leatherman third. And good run for the quarter car of Aaron Scroggins, finishing up in the number 4 spot.
Finished up in 4th, and he said, I'm getting out of here. He goes to the top of the track up there. And Wow, what a run. And Jackie Dalton getting it done. Was it? No, that wasn't on.
Oh, no, wasn't on one. Because the ones that we know we did right now.
Do we have that one? Is that one still here that had all of it? Okay. Never mind.
So, after a lot of ups and downs and a lot of crazy stuff, Jackie Dalton will get into victory lane in that 21 machine. So, looks like the A modifieds in the staging area. They'll roll out next, getting ready for their A main. There's a little bit of water going on the racetrack. Some guys still able to use the top, bottom, both working good. Some running through the middle of the racetrack, so track holding up well. Right now, coming out of his car in victory lane, it is Jackie Dalton. Well, it was eventful to say the least, and the B Modifieds in the books for Turkey Bowl 2018. Last year, it was Justin Comer bringing home the B Mod Turkey.
Let me go interview him real quick. Let me go interview him. No?
I doubt it. Well, they normally don't give us time.
Ronnie, you want me to go interview him or what? You want me to go interview him?
No, he don't need that much time. He wanted just a little bit.
Now we go interview JC.
I'd say there's going to be some words in the kids. Well, if it's just words, that'd be all right.
Well, see,
JC
and Gene were mad the last time they raced. Remember, JC was closing in on the leader, and we had a caution on the white flag lap. And when we have a caution on the white flag lap, we race to the checker. We always do. They were mad about that big time. But you could have sent JC to the back for spinning that car out.